All right, we're going to go over the Ring of Fire table sets for Macy's project. This comes in 3 cartons. The first carton, which happens to have some instructions, has the tabletop for the larger of the 2 tables, as well as the 2 stretchers. The second carton has the 2 tabletops for the smaller, the base with the wheels on one side, and then on the other side it has no wheels there. And then the other tabletop, which has no casters, no wheels. And then also included are the uprights, the ones for the front, and the ones from the back. The ones from the back have 2 holes on the top and 2 holes closer together on the bottom, along with what's going to be the base for the front of the unit. 1 and 2. Box number 3 has the uprights for the tall table. 1, 2. It has the sign holder. And it's got the hardware, the bag of hardware, along with the wrenches. These are both European. You got the 20 and you got the 14. A quick note on the hardware. The hardware for all the pieces is the same. It consists of 1 bolt, a nut, and a lock washer. So then the lock washer, of course, goes on the side with the nut on the opposite side of the bolt. So each one will be configured like that, going through the metal and through the wood. So the first step is going to be, we're going to put together the smaller of the 2 tables, the nested table. And you're going to start by putting the base on a workbench. And you're going to put it so it's upside down, so the casters and the metal are facing up. The first step is going to be to put the legs on for the table. So what we're doing is we're putting the uprights, which this is facing up, are going to be like this, and then we have what's going to be the base also goes on there. So it's a 2-step process here. For the upright, you go to the side with the holes further apart, and then you match the one towards the middle with the bottom hole, and then you match the what's going to be the base onto it. And then you screw that down. And we're going to hand tighten everything for now, just in case we need to make any adjustments or anything's a little tight. That's going to be our process throughout the assembly here. So then you're going to do the same thing for the other corner that doesn't have the caster. And then once you've done that, you're going to work on the side with the caster. Now this you're going to line up. There's just the side with 1 hole. And you're just going to line that up with the hole here. Make sure you got the bolts on the outside. And then the lock washer and the nut. Once you got everything hand tightened, what you're going to do is use the wrenches provided, or you can use a socket wrench to tighten everything down. once you got everything tightened, what you want to do is you want to put the top of the nested table face down on a couple blankets so that the metal is facing up. And then what we're going to do is carefully, without scratching anything, we're going to put the uprights in position over the top of the table. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to put the bolts from the upright into the top of the table, which is currently on the bottom. This is a two-man process. You want one guy to lift so they can, we have the correct location. And again, we're just going to hand tighten. So then once you get all the bolts in place, you're going to tighten everything down with the wrenches. So we're moving on to the large table. And what you're going to do, you're going to start off with the table face down with the metal up, just like we did with the nested table. And this setup's a bit different. It's got the two side panels, and these are side specific. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up the side with these two extra holes here, along with the back, with the side with the holes for what's going to be the sign holder. So we're eventually going to put the sign holder and these stretchers on the same side. So you have the side panels. You have the side with two holes in the middle here, along with the two holes in the bottom. That's going to connect the tabletop. Versus this side with just the two holes for the tabletop. And the other side has the same setup on the but switched. What you do is you're going to put the end panels over the metal and just install with the bolts and the nut and the washer as we've been doing.
It's going to end up looking like this side.
The side uprights on tight. We're going to put the stretchers on, and you're going to line the stretchers up with the two sets of holes, one for each. Once they're in place, you're going to tighten them down. Next step is going to be to put the sign holder on. So you just want to double check that the sign holder and the stretchers are on the same side. And you're just going to set the 4 bolts in place. Once they're in place, you're going to tighten them down. So this is the completed unit. You want to make sure you wipe it down because it picked up some dirt from overseas. The assembly is to be done prior to deliveries. The deliveries are date specific, to be done between 7 a.m. 9 a.m. You bring 3 table sets. That's the large, the small, onto the sales floor. The one thing is the sign holder is coming separately inbound to your facility via FedEx.